line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, Fasty.
Looking for a new PC or an upgrade to your current one? Look no further than Ford Entertainment Group, your home for the best quality and value in new, pre-built, and custom PCs at the lowest price guaranteed. We have affordable PC solutions for any budget, with custom builds starting at $595. Even the pros turn to Ford Entertainment Group to get them up and running. With valued customers from all over the world, it's easy to see why Ford Entertainment Group is the most trusted brand in custom PCs.
I wanted to save my awesome subscribers the most money when they started their sim racing journey. I started trying to look for the best deals. And I'm so proud that Jeffrey and I have partnered up so I can spread the good news about where to get the lowest price on a high-quality computer.
Feel confident when buying from us with the FEG Satisfaction Guarantee. Get yourself on track today by visiting us online at fegpc.net.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
At McConey Setup Shop, we offer custom-built setups for any asphalt oval car. Prices starting at just $5. Weekly setups available for all Legends, late models, modifieds, and NASCAR trucks, Xfinity, and Cup cars. Do you need one-on-one driver coaching? We've got you covered. Visit www.McConeySetupShop.com and find yourself in Victory Lane. McConey Setup Shop, handling all your setup needs so you don't have to.
And hello again, everyone, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, here to PTM Racing TV, where we're live here tonight at Kansas Speedway, where we're going to see the Truck Series of Pedal to the Metal go at it here tonight, live on the show. Hi again, everyone. I am Christian the Crusader Shriver, and welcome back, as always, here to the show here, as we're currently getting settled in here right now with our drivers. Field getting ready to stack up into position here, getting fielded in for the run here tonight. Here is how we look at it here. It's going to be on the pole, starting with Warren Young, and the number 1 is outside the 20 of Jeffrey Oaks. Run number 2, it's Matthew Hoffer in the 84, and it is outside. It's going to be the 7, Cindy, the closer, Taylor. Run number 3, keep checkmate, Taylor. In the 8, and is outside the 87 of Kevin Baker. Row number 4, Chantel Throttle Bottle. The number 5, her outside is going to be the 83 of Brian Healy. Run number 5 is going to be Nick Kern, and the 69 is outside the 54 of Jason Reif. Run number 6, it's Dustin Solnaker, and the 66 is outside the 72 of Todd Tuss. Final starter, Ryan Kling, in the 15 to round out your field. 15 drivers are locked and loaded with us here tonight as we get the drivers paced in around, getting set up into position. Getting all too much taken care of here right now. The field ready to settle down and hit them up on the track here tonight. This will be a good one here, to say the least. All right, here we go. We're getting the drivers all taken care of here. You can see the pace car getting out on the track, and nobody fired. What the? Come on, guys. You should know how to fire those engines by now. You've done this, I don't know, how many times now on the trucks? Yeesh. All right, well, at least I got it down now. It looks like we got everything taken care of here. Take a look at our drivers lineup here and who to look for and who to see here tonight. The number 1 there, you see Oaks of Warren Young. There's Oaksy in that 20 machine. Matthew Hofford there in the 84. Oh, it's a bad, fast hombre wherever he goes. Cindy the Closer Taylor there you see, and then brother Keith Taylor right behind her. There's Chantel the Throttle Bottle on that number 5 machine. Then you got the 87 to Kevin Baker laying it wait, and the 69 to Nick Kern as well, with the 83 of Brian Healy in that hunt. Jason Rife in the 54, always bad, fast, and tough around here. Todd Tufts in that 72, and then you got the 66 of Dustin Sonaker with Ryan Kling rounding out the field. All right, we're going to bring him down around out of turn 4 this time by, ladies and gentlemen, and it is time to go racing here up on the show. They'll bring him down out of turn 4, pacing him around, getting set up for the field. Here we go. Let's go down the front straight away and bring the drivers to life. Off the gun through the chicane to Warren Young, already having a strong start with Matthew Albert following right behind him there, trying to make a run early on to Sidney Composer Taylor and Key Checkmate Taylor going back out where they were left off earlier on. Chantel the Throttle Bottle giving a little bit of a push there to the 8 of old Checkmate. I'm not sure if Checkmate appreciated that too much, but he got that run early on, and that we'll see how that plays out. This track is very tough when it comes to making runs and making lines, and I'll talk more about that as time goes on, but right now, currently, off the start, it's Matthew Hofford up on the high banks, high side, trying to make a run there on the number 1 of Warren Young. Young trying to stay with it. Early advantage to the number 1. He's got the bottom line, which in my opinion is the much faster of lines here. He is one of those guys that's going to be tough to beat here tonight when it comes to the battles and comes to the areas, because there's one thing that these drivers have that he doesn't, is that he has yet to win. And the fact that he has yet to win, to me, is just all around. That is what really has bothered him. That is what's gone through his mind, gone through his head, and he has been chosen, in his perspective, to take home the victory and try to fight out for the entire run. Jeffrey Oaks right now right behind him there with Matthew Hofford on that outside line. Trying to make a little bit of a push here as Chantel the Throttle Bottle all of a sudden opened up a can of Full Throttle Assault drinks. Soda, and apparently that soda has been kicking up a little quicker than we know it, because now it's starting to move her up to the front. Get them while they're hot. Full Throttle sodas, assault sodas for the trail. By the way, PTM Racing TV does not condone the drinking method of any kind of Full Throttle assault soda. It is not healthy for you. You just only do it in racing, not in actual real life. Thank you. Pace them down out of turn 3 into 4 once more. Looks like a 3 wide. Salute's going to intervene. Oh, there's trouble though. Jeffrey Oaks gets into there of Matthew Hofford, and now there's even bigger problems right in front of him. Todd Tufts gets into the 20-ton up on his roof, and so was Tough. And that is going to end up causing a major issue, and a caution must come out. The caution is out. The caution is out. Woo, daddy, that was a little rough. Well, I guess there's only one way to figure out what the heck on earth happened here. Take a look at the PCM instant replay here. You guys see, this was the aftermath, kind of where that all started here. Todd ended up actually right on the top of there, Jeffrey Oaks. Somebody save the late flap on that one. I think you should get a photo of that one, please. That would be awesome. We're gonna take a look at it from another angle here too. We're gonna see right here when they're coming off that exit, what happened exactly here. And you're gonna see right up front. This is where everything kind of got a little hectic here. We're gonna look at it from another angle here. You can see them run pretty hard here down that back straightaway. This is where everything gets kind of chaotic and out of control. You see that front that come through here. The 5 is getting a good push, good position on that bottom line. She sees an opening, but Jeffrey Oaks kind of squishes up just a little bit. Hoffer gets into it as well. Sends her into the infield, and the whole rest of the field gets into a bit of a collision course for trouble zone. And that's where everything went completely wrong on their end. And that was your PTM Instant Replay. as we get back up on the show now, we're back on the live stream here. So a few drivers having to go into pit road already. Matthew Hopper being one of them. Keith Checkmate Taylor, Rife, Oaksey, and Todd Tufts are all in pit road, getting things taken care of here. Early troubles here for the drivers. Not the way they wanted to start that one off, that is for sure. 80 laps to the distance here tonight for these drivers. Everybody looking for some ground and clearance. A lot of runs and a lot of battles to be had here. Kansas Speedway, no joke when it comes to the good runs and the good fights that come around here with the racing. But that being said, this is really to me about a two-line track, which is bottom or middle, and occasionally that high line if you can get something there. Even though they're running on custom setups, it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But right now, Warren Young is your current leader right now in that Echo Park #1, and he is definitely looking to try and keep that the entire night. Started fast on the qualifying pool, and I'll be honest with you too, one thing I've noticed with him is every time he seems to qualify first, he seems to always have like the best runs and best momentum to keep through with the entire field. But it seems like as of late, he's been on a whole nother level, almost like he's just dialed something else into his brain and his mind, that he has to push everything he's got to the very end. And it seems like he's getting much better on that long-term run versus long-term loss, which is a short-term run in our case. But my question tonight is he got everything dialed in just enough? Remember, these guys and gals are driving on 50% fuel. They only got 5 sets of tires to work with. And the biggest problem is that track conditions, over time, when they deteriorate, it can slicken or it can tighten. And when you're running on custom setups, you got to be careful about how you do it. Robert Hutchings saying, cannot get in the server. What's the problem? Blocked out. Yeah, if you got in there a little late, man, I don't think it's going to be able to get you in now because they're racing, brother. If you did get in there, I would presume you should have already good clearance. Try not to withdraw if you can. Just try to let it load up if it will. If it's stuck on the green screen there and it says withdraw or join with join blocked, generally speaking, join will open up after a little bit if it'll allow you. But I'll be honest, we're already kind of a few laps down in this case, so I hate saying it, but it might not be the night to get in there, man. Robert Hutchings, a.k.a. Bob Hutchings, one of the guys that you've seen here on the show before, folks. Alright, so we were to fight up and I'll put up a fight here. I practiced for 2 hours, setting a truck up for this race. Now I can't get in, dude. Bob, when did you get in, man? That's my first question. Did you join in really late, or what happened? 'Cause like I said, we've had everything up and running, ready to go. Did you join in and just hop out? That is one of the heartbreaking things, though, about racing. Unfortunately, is that issue of possibly going through the situation of putting time and effort in, and next thing you know, something little mistake or some little issue just causes you to lose and collapse completely, and it ruins your night. I've seen it here before. I've been a part of it myself in the Dirt Series, obviously, because that's where I reign supreme, if you will, or if I can say that. That's where I'm a lot better of a driver anyway. But with these Asphalt Series, the hardest part for me is just you're really having to figure out how not to overdo your tire wear. Although I think I might have something figured out there come Friday night. So Wild Child, if you're listening, I hope you are. I got something figured out, but I don't still nowhere near the speed you are, man. Try to click the green icon. It was there. Clicked on it. Went away and won't let me in. Bob, I'm honest, God, man. I really don't know what happened. I without seeing like what happened through the full thing. I'm sorry, man, but I really don't know. All right, so we got to get back down the racing here at the front straightaway. Here off the restart, Warren Young will lead him off with Kevin Baker on the outside looking in, and Chantel Throttle Bottle and Dustin Sonaker right there with them. We saw that run earlier from Chantel. She seemed to have a really strong start on that short run, but is it a good long-term run? We'll see. She's going to put the boot up to Warren Young out of the gate here. Puts it on the back straightaway, putting up a fight. The 7 is Cindy, the closer Taylor right now, making a big charge for the front. The 5 goes to the inside, looking for a run. Down to the bottom she goes, but there's big trouble right behind her. You got trouble. Kevin Baker and Cindy Taylor crashed in. There was trouble back there between Nick Kern as well. And the caution will come out. Oh, man, that was a hard little lick and a half there. We're going to have to take a look at the replay here and see what happened. That was a bit of a nightmare, if you will. That was a hard lick. Let's see what here. Let's go take a look at the replay here and see what happened here. All right, so I had my eye on the 87 and the 7, but I did not catch all of what happened here. Let's see, get a closer look here. See, it looks like everything's okay here. Everything's fine. Okay, there it is. So it looks like maybe Kevin Baker just kind of drifted down a little bit, ended up getting into the old 87 there. Or excuse me, the 7, I should say. And Ryan Healy just kind of finishing off Cindy there, unfortunately. We're going to take it to the onboard camera here. We're going to show you guys a different angle of this one here. Onboard camera right now up on the screen. So looks like Kevin was going down and Cindy had nowhere to go and she was already in trouble, so that's where the wreck came from. There is a little more action though in the back to talk about here. We'll get to in a minute. Let's go ahead and take another look at this one here from the back of the outhouse. There was a little bit of a contact situation here for Nick Kern. Keep checkmate Taylor kind of getting into him there and kind of causing some issues. Jeffrey Oaks gets spun in there and a little problems. And that's where everything else kind of went down and played in. And that was BTM Instant Replay, everybody. So we will bring it back to the live feed as we are one to do. So early on, Warren Young, if I'm Warren Young right now, I got to be pretty happy that I'm where I'm at and just having a ball out there, staying where I need to and just run it through for the rest of the race. But remember, there are still a lot of laps here to go, and there is not a lot of time to be making mistakes. So we'll see what happens later on when we return here to more racing here for Pedal to the Metal Racing League. Who will be able to survive and outlast the crashes? We'll find out when we return. Well, ladies and gentlemen, tonight's race here has been brought to you in part by our good friends over at McConey Setup Shop. Only the best and fastest setups come from McConey Setup Shop. Visit them up their website, McConeySetupShop.com, to find the right setup for your next race. By Matt Mills Racing Team, the best Xfinity team out there, sponsoring and supporting Pedal to the Metal Racing League this season. And if you want to support Matt Mills Racing Team, visit them up on their website on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and check out their shirts and merchandise line on Facebook. By Bob's Custom Trophies and Gifts. They are supplying up the trophies for the season champs this season, and if you're looking to get the best hardware gift for your next event or your next little special gathering for your loved one or family member, well then visit up www.bobscustomtrophies.com today. I did say trophies. I do mean these beautiful pieces of artwork. They are going for them this season. By SimRacingMerch.com, the perfect way to show your passion for sim racing. By GridFinder.com, the best way to find a new league. Filter your search by race day or geographical region, gaming platform, racing sim, and car class. You need a broadcaster, live designer, well, you better search GridFinder, the home of online racing. By The Butt Kicker, best in performance for feeling on real tracks of the virtual world. The Butt Kicker, feel what you've been missing. By FEGPC.net, matching your wallet with your wallet. FEGPC.net will always work with your needs to build the right PC at the right price. By Brandon Minnick Sim Racing, be sure to visit him up on his Facebook page and check out his iRacing journey and his merchandise. Thank you again to Brandon Minnick Sim Racing for sponsoring and supporting Pedal to the Metal. By Puddles Wraps. If you want your vehicle to match your style on the track, visit up Puddles Wraps for the most affordable designs made at your leisure. And by our good friends over at Green Tech Energy. Leading the way in solar energy and flare, Green Tech Energy is the natural choice. And right now we are ready to get back up and running here. Drivers are pacing them around here, getting things settled in. We're going to go ahead and bring up the Tower of Doom, as I like to call it. It is the second caution of the night. Our first race of the evening, of course. We will have another race coming up here in just a little while. It will be with our good friends over at Smoking Tires Racing Series. Also, the home that are still probably wondering about the photos from last night, we did post them up here on the channel, so you can catch all that. But we will have the winner's photo by early tomorrow morning. Unfortunately, we've had a busy schedule here in the compound or the studio, whatever you want to call it around here. It's been a crazy hectic night around here, and I can't seem to catch any breaks here, unfortunately. So, but that is all right because we are still live and proud, firing on all cylinders and having a good time here. And I hope you guys are enjoying yourselves at home on your lovely Sunday evening or Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon. I know there's a lot of folks we have from over on the UK, baby, and the Australia side that come in and check us out. A lot of racing to be had here, a lot of stuff to go down. These drivers currently still fixing to get into position, get into the run, get things settled up and down a notch. We are set, ready to go back to green flag racing. They'll bring him down the front straightaway here, and back underway we go. Well off the hold shot, I'd give that to Warren Young in this case, but Chantel is right there with him. And here comes a full throttle charge here from that 84 of Matthew Hofford, all of a sudden moving his way through the field and managing it straight down and around. Man, he has fired it at all. Trying to get a run, trying to get a bit of position in, trying to make something work for him. He's going to go to the inside, take that position away from Chantel. Chantel has nowhere to go here. Behind them, though, you got a pack of hungry dogs looking for the meat and the bones of the track, and Kansas is delivering it to him. But the 15 of Ryan Kling going way high on the corner end there. Looks like he lost all his running power there. He had nothing to gain. Matthew Hoffer right now looking for a run on the inside line. Warren Young opens the door up wide to the Hoffer camp, and Matthew Hoffer now in the 84 is going to make the charge for the race lead, with Chantel falling right behind here for second. Oh, but Warren Young says, no, we are not done yet. I did not practice all day and all time just to lose tonight. But he's going to have a little bit of work to do. He overcharged a little bit out of turn one. He lost a lot of momentum drifting up that high. Here comes Jason Reif in the 54, now looking to the inside there. The Chantel Throttle Bottles 5 machine. Reif looks like he's got a little bit of a ground clearance in there, looking for some position in. We go on board with Reif right now. As you can see, the Echo Park number 1 of Warren Young right beside that 5 is the Bottles Wrap Bob's Custom Trophies and Gifts SRM machine. And Keith Checkmate Taylor all of a sudden decides to intervene a little bit. Where the heck did he come from? Up one spot from where he started at earlier tonight. He's looking for more, though. He's going up high, trying to make a run for it. Matthew Hoffert seems to be in a nice ground clearance, nice area of play. This is great side-by-side packed-in racing. These drivers are definitely putting on a fight here in Kansas. But they're all hunting down the guy that currently is just, well, got a fresh splat of hair and nowhere to really have to run off to or hide from. He's just having his own way tonight. Warren trying desperately to get back to the bottom there. I know he doesn't want to be up on that high banks, especially with the way those tires burn up there. That can be a treacherous area. There's a little bit of trouble back in the back here. Brian Healy in the rear end goes right to the wall. Protection. Sonaker and Todd Tufts, both currently right now not in the game. They're out of play. Todd Tufts trying to get out of pit road and trying to get things fixed back in. Sonaker, something gone wrong on his end that sends him way in the back. He is still in the race, but he's got a little bit of work to do to get out of pit road. This is a tremendous battle, though, here for second. Jason Reif is not giving anything, and neither is Warren Young or Chantel, man. These three are just putting on a show. Well, that's second place spot, and they are not giving anything out to that one. Leading the charge back in right now currently. You can see Warren Young moving ahead. You can see how they're trying to also dodge the draft position. They know if they can catch that draft at any time, it can be a bit of a heartache to try to get back off of it. You know, I'm kind of surprised with Warren. He's driving it so hard up there, but then I realized, like, if you look right there, there's Jeffrey Oaks right beside him. That's why he's having to drive it in so hard. I honestly did not think there was any run on that outside or the middle as much as the bottom, but apparently these guys are making a monkey out of me tonight. There is a little bit of a position in there, too, and currently the top two are still out of war from one another, battling it hard. Nick Kern and Ryan Kling in the back here also having a little bit of a fight here. As Keith Checkmate Taylor intervenes a little bit, we've got ourselves the battle for the top 7. As there's a little bit of trouble back there, unfortunately. Tagged in a little bit. Kern gets into Keith. Kern trying to back off, trying to stabilize it back up. It's successful, but unfortunately his run pretty much came to an end right there. Matthew Harford, he's already got a major lead and a half on this one. That's about a 3/10 of a second lead right now. If we look at our lap time schedule here, that's how everything looks on our end. Wright currently is catching some major ground on Hofford. I think Hofford has a pretty good short run, but he did not have the long run set up. It's going to be interesting to see what happens later on. And speaking of what happened later on, what the heck happened to Warren Young and Chantel and Kevin Baker in this one? I turned my camera for 1 second. Next thing you know, caution's coming out. 3 cars involved, in the trucks involved in this one. And I'm going to definitely have to look back at that one. That was a little crazy. I don't know what happened there exactly, but we're going to the PTM Instant Replay to catch this one. See what happened here. Let's try to see if we can figure out where did the position come in. There was trouble here on the backstretch turn 3. And it looks like Warren may have drifted up slightly a bit there, trying to keep Chantel down on the eye end there. But unfortunately, it was not the case for her in this spot. Ends up getting turned and losing all her ground and position. We're going to go on board with her and see if we can get a better look at this one from another angle. We're looking for the cockpit. There we go. Producers at home forgot how to actually work these things. So you can see she drifts up just a little bit because she's trying to get that truck to dive in a little harder off that run. This is where you're going to see Warren Young intervene, and he just kind of catched her, man, a little bit off that spot. Gonna have to take it from another angle here and see if we can get a better glimpse of this here. Here we go. We're gonna take it to the old chopper cam. As Schwarzenegger would say, come on, we got to get to the chopper, we got to get to the chopper. Yeah, right there, Warren just kind of drifts up slightly there and spins it around. That's where Kevin Baker got tagged in, so at least we know where that happened at. Hard racing at its best, but at the same time can be at its craziest. And once again, that means we're going to a caution, which means I get to stand here and try to look pretty. With third caution of the night, and all jokes aside, on the restart here, City the Closer Taylor will have a starting gun here with Matthew Hofford. Hofford may have caught a break there the way Rife was catching up to him. Dustin Sonecker trying to get his last back after that little situation he had earlier on, getting things dialed back in, maybe tailing back in a little bit too. Jeffrey Oakes here as well, looking to possibly sway the race into his favor as we go to the commercials here. Do not go anywhere, folks. When we return, we'll see more action here from Pedal to Metal here in the Truck Series of Kansas. Stay tuned.
At McConey Setup Shop, we offer custom-built setups for any asphalt oval car. Prices starting at just $5. Weekly setups available for all Legends, late models, modifieds, and NASCAR trucks, Xfinity, and Cup cars. Do you need one-on-one driver coaching? We've got you covered. Visit www.McConeySetupShop.com and find yourself in Victory Lane. McConey Setup Shop, handling all your setup needs so you don't have to.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
back to the show, ladies and gentlemen, as the drivers are pacing around down the back straightaway, getting set up for the next run of the restart. It's going to be interesting to see who's going to get a good jump on this one. A lot of drivers going into pit road to clear up some damages, get things fixed in. Remember, they do get 3 fast repairs, so that's not too much of an issue for them. What the biggest issue is really how they come off these restarts, because it seems like these tires, when they're literally not burnt in the way they should be right out of the gate, which means they're cold, seems as though they're having a little bit more troubles and a little more fits with them for the long haul, and we'll see if that is the case to continue on, because they have 80 laps that they need to complete right now as they get the green flag back on out. Off the restart, Cindy the closer, Taylor going to work a little bit with Jason Reif. Reif already making a huge charge up to the front. Got that for 84 of Matthew Hoffer right in his sights, moving ahead to the field. He's got a full throttle assault moved in there as he move into turn 4. Nick Kern, the 69. It looks like he's getting something going in the Sparko machine. With key checkmate Taylor right there on the outside line. All drivers doing what they have to try to stay in it. It's feast or famine around here, as we say, and a lot of these drivers, they do not want to famine, they want to feast. And the only way to feast is you have to try and survive the runs and survive all the driving that goes with it. As we take it to the onboard camera right now, we're going on board with a gyro, Ryan Kling, but unfortunately, major issues for Warren Young, and the troubles just continue. Warren Young, the Exalted Echo Park number 1, unfortunately, just got a little turn and a half there, and Ryan Kling, I don't know if I caught the end of that one or what happened exactly. It looked like maybe Warren came down the slightest bit. Kling looked like he was staying stable. It's going to be interesting to see what the judges decide and what the race officials say later on, because that was, for lack of a better word, that was a little bit more interesting than I thought it would be. Hard to say what happened exactly here. All we know is that Warren got spun around there and had nowhere to go. The Poker Taylor right now doing everything she can to try to stay with it. Has a pretty good line into the pocket zone. She's currently holding out, trying to stay with Jason right there in that 54. And I'm getting word right now we're going to go and take a quick look at the replay here for Warren Young and see what happened exactly. Because that was a bit all over the place, and that was a bit chaotic to say the least here. And trying to figure out what caused that spin there from Ryan Kling and him. Because obviously they were in a tight battle there, and they were a pretty good battle all the way through, but something else kind of came around here. We're going to take a look at the replay. Here it is again. There's the number 1 right here. You can see he almost takes in 3 wide, so they go. It's going to happen right out of the back straightaway. See if Warren tries to go down low, tries to get out of there. Yep, he just dives down the slightest bit. Looks like Kling is already going down. And unfortunately, nowhere to go on that end. We're going to do the onboard camera this time for Ryan Kling, and we're going to see exactly from that angle if there was contact between those two as they're coming in. From my point of view, though, it looks like Warren Young kind of drifted down the slightest bit. Kling staying down, and yeah, Warren unfortunately just kind of got tagged in there and had nowhere to go. Back to the live feed right now. Currently, our driver's in a hot pace, hot battle pursuit. Still, Ryan Kling dealing Brian Healy and Keith Checkmate Taylor behind him. Cindy the Colder Taylor starting to make one little gasp for a little push up to Matthew Hofford's camp here. Jason Reif in the 54 and Jeffrey Oakes in the number 20 going a little bit of war with each other. Nick Kern, that 69 Sparko machine. The Toyota Tundra, one of the only 4 we have out on the track here tonight. A lot more Chevrolets than anything. We've only got 1 Ford, which is running by my boy Dustin Sparkalicious, who, Sparky, you're literally behind the field right now, man. You got to get out there and fight with these guys. What are you doing, brother? Sparky actually does have a race win in, though, here with us this season on the show. He managed to pull that one up. I believe it's at Kentucky, I believe, of all places. Or it was Michigan. I think it might have been Michigan. Jeffrey Oakes backing off, having to get a little hard on the throttle, stay away from Kern. Kern backed off there to make sure he didn't spin him around. That could have been interesting, and that could have been dangerous for either side here as they still on a hot pursuit, a hot battle between one another. Jason Wright right now down on the bottom line here of turn one, still trying to stay with the momentum in that run. It looks like everyone's kind of migrating up more to the middle as Matthew Hofford in the 84 has to go to war here with Cindy the Closer Taylor on that outside line. Cindy trying to bring it back down, maybe catch the draft off Hoffer and then go cross over between them on the front straightaway. That happens a lot around here. It looks like it's going to happen again. And I think Hoffer was listening to me there. I think he knew she was there. She was coming. That was awfully close. That could have been a big move there for the Taylor camp. Cindy has got a few race wins in as of late. She's been starting to really come into her own way in her own time. She's been dominating, in my opinion, for a lot of series and a lot of battles. And we knew it was only a matter of time before it was going to come, but, you know, it's still, she knows how to run with the best of them, and she knows how to put up a fight. And she's been doing just that as of late on here and on the right. Behind them, though, you got three drivers battling for third between one another. Nick Kern, one of the newer drivers out here that's still trying to make a name for himself. The Sparko, that old Sparko 69, beautiful looking ride, by the way. A nice, gorgeous piece of equipment. He's been at this game for a little bit, but he's been, as of late, still struggling to keep up and keep down with the veterans. It just seems like every time around something goes his way or something happens. It just seems like it gets worse and worse for him. We're at the halfway point now, 40 of 80 laps completed. That's Hoffert right now. Still dealing with that pesky number 7 right behind him there. And you can see the 7 is coming ever so closely here, running him up. Trying to gain some ground here, coming out of turn 4 once more. Cindy going to try and hold off the run and try to hold, or excuse me, not hold off the run, try to put the run into full motion. She's definitely got a good chance to do it if she can just make that run off of it. Hoffert trying to stay low, trying to keep the tires more at bay to the ground of the clearance there and make sure that he doesn't have anything for Cindy when she tries to pull that big move. You see right here, looking to the inside, Cindy pushes it hard. And she manages to get it around Hoffert there. Hoffert had nowhere to go when she got it in side by side. Almost contact territory there. And if you wanted to judge that one, there was no gap in between. That was by 5 thousandths of a second, but Hoffert had her beat on that. That would have been a finish and a half if we came to that conclusion. Oh, a little bit of trouble back in the back here, though. Jason Wright into the wall protection here on a turn 2. My, he got right into the wall pretty hard there. I'm not sure what happened exactly or what went wrong. We'll go to the PTM Instant Replay and take a look at this one from another angle here. See what happened exactly here. Here is back on the show. Gonna pace it back down, in, back through, and let's see where everything is wrong here. Looks like he just kind of drifted up on his own, and that was his own undoing, unfortunately. Obviously not what he wanted to do by any means, but that's just kind of how the cards play out sometimes right now, as we're still in a hot battle between these drivers. Chantel, the throttle bottle right now, moving back up into 6th. She started 7th here tonight. She was up in the top 2 earlier. Had made a run for the lead, but unfortunately that little trouble that came out of, I believe it was out of turn 4 there on the front straightaway, ended up costing them both a little bit of trouble. Actually, that was turn 3, I should say, where unfortunately her and Warren Young got into it a little bit. Speaking of getting into it, Kevin Baker and her right into the wall protection. Rife going to make a bang daily double for Rife. And he's up 5 spots too. He started 10th here tonight. He's already making some big charges, some big runs here. I am very impressed right now with Rife tonight. He's been doing a pretty good job. And other than that little bobble he had there on turn 2, I think he's been looking pretty strong here. You can see the damage there on that bottom right corner of your screen there. That's Kevin Baker's damage on that front end. That means he's got less aerodynamics in that truck, and that's definitely going to hurt him later on. Chantel has got a pretty good eye on the prize right now. She's looking to try to stay with the draft there of Kevin Baker. I caught wind from them earlier tonight. A lot of drivers said that they had to pretty much come up with a setup within about 5 or 6 hours worth. Some only being able to get 2 hours in, but they said all the practice and worked out time that was put in. They said it was just designed the way they wanted to, and it was put in the way they needed it to. And they were proud of it and glad to have it. Warren Young goes into pit road right now after that damage and little troubles he had earlier. And it'll be interesting to see what his mindset is, because he's going to be down a lap or two, maybe two at the most, if he doesn't get out of pit road quickly, especially with that fuel run. Back into position, Jason Rife goes up into pit road. Keeps checkmate Taylor, moves back into fifth, while Chantel moves into the sixth spot yet again. Brian Healy right now, currently I think he's just trying to find a place to hide. That front end is completely damaged up badly on that machine, and he is having all sorts of problems there. The TAC 2 Collective 83 machine, unfortunately, not doing what he was hoping for it would tonight, and that is definitely a bummer to say the least. But Cindy the Closer Taylor right now, as we're looking through the laps, looking through the count, she is the race leader, and she is also pretty much halting away from Nick Kern, who is currently in second place. Nick right now, you can see where he's at in position. Yeah, that's not exactly what you want to see if you're the one trying to catch up to the leader here. That orange means that they've lost ground, if you can see that plus sign in there. Jeffrey Oaks in the 20 right now. We're going to go on board here with him. I'm going to show you guys where these drivers are trying to head and where they're trying to aim at. Now, there's one thing for those at home that do not remember or do not know about us here at PT Racing TV. When we first got started, we were always on NASCAR Heat. That's where we always broadcasted and did our stuff. Now, here's the kicker. When we ran here originally, the only line you really would hit around as much as anything, and you could have anything off of, is that high line. The bottom line, the only time you used it there was when you was trying to save fuel, you're trying to save tires. Here, it's the complete opposite. The high line really is mainly to save and stay out of trouble. The bottom line is to full throttle your way ahead into the lead. And that's pretty much what they've been up to this entire time here. As caution comes out, I believe we've reached the halfway point, which means Cindy the Closer Taylor will take home the stage caution here. Comes to a complete sudden halt and slow down here. Nick Kern and Brian Healy ended up into pit road, and with the damage done on Chantel, I gotta believe she's probably gonna put it in pit road as well, or try to get some damage fixed up on it. Kevin Baker, yeah, it's kind of a given. He's gonna go in there as well. They are currently looking for the old pace car, which I'm not sure where that thing is at right now. I believe it's on turn 1 already. I see Nick Kern coming out, so Cindy will actually get a lap ahead of him. The rest of the field will try to catch back up and get things figured out. Early troubles there between Matthew Hoffert, and it looked like earlier on from the other drivers currently is still plaguing him. He's going to be put in the back of the pack a little bit. Dustin Slonaker, well, let's just say right now old Sparky is trying to hope and find another miracle, another prayer, because he's trying to survive this one. It still amazed me that night, man, when I watched him all the way through the Michigan. And at the time, folks, we had literally a new winner every time out for the longest time. It was crazy to say the least, but that was how the sim was going for a while. That's how the racing was. Nobody was literally taking home 2 wins or anything. They were all fighting for the same win every time, and it just seemed like it was a good battle and a good showmanship. But, you know, Dustin Slonaker, I think, was probably one of those guys that nobody in their right mind thought was going to get that win, which makes it that much more satisfying, I think, to him, because of the fact that he did pull off that win and managed to come away with it. You know, as a driver, mentally when you win, it's like all of a sudden, like, the hard work and all that determination is paid off. You know, Slonaker did tell me, though, and he has even said that he didn't even realize where the timing was and where the pace was till later on. Then when he started figuring it out, that's when he just decided to stay out, and it pretty much worked in his advantage when you think about it. And it was beautifully done strategy-wise. I'll give him that any day of the week. But I think also the main thing is I think he was really hoping for was, I think what he wanted to have happen was basically it ended up being he had to actually work for it and race it off to get that finish, but unfortunately it just did not end up that way. Kevin Baker and Warren Young coming to a stop. They're trying to get the drivers all situated out here. That's why you're seeing folks slowing down here. Oh, maybe. Or actually, I might have to take that back, folks. It looks like Kevin Baker, I think he ran out of fuel. He ran. Remember, there's only 50% of fuel you guys get out there, so And I think he might have ran out of it, but Warren Young, ever the sportsman, he is going to get him back into pit road. So good on Mr. Warren for doing that. That is definitely a fair play and a good man for that. That right there, folks, what it's all about around here in these leagues. It's not always about winning like everybody thinks. Sometimes you just need to put that aside and actually realize what the main thing is which is helping out other drivers and helping out folks when you need to. And that right there was a good showman's display of Warren Young. If I had to give the sportsmanship award winner to anybody, I'd probably would give it to him tonight. So, right now, currently, we're still pacing around, getting off under the caution. It's been a kind of a wild night. We've had some really good battles. We've had some really good showing on the racing early. But then it seems like everything kind of gets out of control. And then the next thing you know, it's just, well, we're back in control, and it seems like everything's working okay until you realize that we're crashing and bashing a little bit more again. Not by any means, folks. They're trying to do that on purpose. It's just, unfortunately, one of the hardest things about racing is the unpredictability and the unfortunate culture that comes with it, which is basically do not expect anything less than the unexpected. Right now, man, they are going to get settled back in, get things taken care of once more, and this is looking to be a pretty crazy race and crazy battle all the way through. They're going to pace him around once more here. It looks like Warren Young is going to get kind of moved into the middle group here. That'll be interesting to see what they'll call on for that. So the fourth caution of the night. This was a stage caution if those at home that are just now tuning in. So currently everyone getting settled down, getting things taken care of here in the American Ethanol Kansas Speedway. This 1.5 mile long track, man, this is one of those tracks you have got to be careful about. This T-shaped configuration can be a very fun and intense racing moment, but it can also be a bit hectic and crazy when you least expect it. And we've seen it before here on the show where things can get out of hand in a real quick way if you're not careful. Pace car is going to come out of turn 4 this time by, it appears. Settle him up down the run, get him settled back in. Jason Reif will try to somehow reclaim his lap here. The green flag flies back on out. And Keith Checkmate Taylor out of the gate will have the race lead. He is going to have a pretty good spot up to run away from the field here. The folks that are definitely the faster of the two are having to deal with a little bit of what's going on right in front of them, which is the troubles and situations behind. It looks like Warren Young having to back off, ends up starting up a 3-wide slope there. That could be trouble. Nick Kern right now not in the bracket. He is in a lap down situation territory. He's just trying to catch Keith Checkmate Taylor and get back into this. Warren Young right now down on the middle section, almost connecting between the two there. And not the kind of connection you catch on a lover's day on Merle Lane. No, that is not the connection you want. Right now, your second place driver is Chantel, the throttle bottle, and then number 5, while Keith Checkmate Taylor just starting to check out a little bit more on him. Warren gonna back off, go up to the high side, try to stay off it. A little bump off that apron though for the throttle. And Chantel ends up getting herself almost into big trouble, but Keith has a little trouble of his own. Dick Kern moved way ahead in field. He moves up to the front now, fighting away, trying to keep himself out of that lap down situation. He doesn't want to be a lap down anymore, that's for sure, and he's going to do everything he can to try to stay in it. It's interesting, though, that these lap cars are fighting as hard as they are. I'm kind of surprised with that, to be honest with you. Coming down around turn 3, here we go. There's the big move, but we were waiting for it. The 5 inside, the 8 of Checkmate's going to try to hold her off on that middle zone. They've got to be careful down this D-shaped configuration on the front stretch. This is where things get a little tricky. They stay clean. Keep almost up to the wall protection there, managing to stay out of it. And Chantel all of a sudden moves up to the front. We have ourselves the new leader of the night. And right behind her, old Jeffrey Oaks down the old Chevrolet. He won the first race of the season at Talladega. He'd like to keep that win streak going if he can. But there seems to be a little bit of troubles down there as well, because we've got problems for Ryan Kling. He is spun out hard. And it looks like crashed big time here. We'll take a look at the VTMS replay in a minute and find out what happened here. Nick Hearn, that 69 Sparko, actually kind of being a little bit of a help here for Chantel, but at the same time kind of an issue, because the fact that she's drafting off him means Jeffrey Oaks got something to draft off as well. And if Oaks is drafting hard, you know you got a problem. He knows how to draft line and hold his line in pretty well. He is capable of making some big moves in some serious tough situations here. Down across the front straightaway here. It is a war and a battle between everybody here. Nick Hearn right now on the middle section trying to hang in there. Jeffrey trying to maybe get a little bit more of a push, get something going for one another. Challenging it in. They are fighting on all accounts, firing on all cylinders here. And looks like there's even more issues for Ryan Kling. He's going straight into pit road. Went off the track and then entered into pit road quicker than you know it. I'm not sure what happened there. Oh man, that little bobble there from Oaks. He didn't realize where Kern was. Had to back off the throttle. And Chantel the throttle, if you will, currently trying to get that draft off of Oaksy. Oaksy knows if she catches her, he's gonna have a full end of the spectrum. Kern trying desperately not to end up being a bit of a troublemaker, but he also at the same time doesn't want to fall any more laps down, and he knows it. Doing everything he can, doing all he's got. Cindy Dakota Taylor right now back in the hunt here. Looks like she's living up to the moniker as well. She's starting to pull away a little bit, pulling it a little closer. We go to the onboard camera here right now, and you can see how hard they are running them down. This right here is what you call a battle to the end with under 20 laps to go. This is looking to be a strong finish, depending on how this one falls off to be. Down the front straightaway here, straight to the bottom line goes Oaksy. Oaksy sees the opportunity, seizes the moment, and Chantel had nothing for him. Oaksy is a new race leader, but Cindy Dakota Taylor intervenes as well. Side by side, they take it down in a turn two. Kern is right in a bad spot. Drives trying not to get into him there. Manages to get clear. Good driving. Oh boy. Woo! This is getting a little intense, my friends. This is what you call an old-fashioned slobber knocker when the battles come. Oh, you can see how tight they are, though, right down that front straightaway. Oh, man. Woo! That right there is what you got to stay clear of. You want to stay away from doing anything crazy here. Kansas, though. I mean, I'll be honest, I was a little skeptical going to this one. I've had a little bad experiences with it on heat. I take it way back on iRacing. This is a lot more fun to watch and call. This is good stuff, I'll tell you that right now. And if you're not getting your blood pumping a little bit, then I guess I'll have to introduce you to the track Too Tough to Tame here in just a little bit. When Smoking Tires Cup Series intervenes. Jeffrey Oaks trying maybe to stay ahead, one step ahead as well of Cindy the Closer Taylor, but I guarantee these drivers have to go into pit road eventually. If we take a look at the fuel strategy here and our pit strategy right now, here's the pit box. When they last went into pit road, you can say they had about a 25 lap gap in between, and that's how they're running the fuel then. Now, however, how many laps they put in right now, no, they're definitely pushing it when it comes to how much left they can deal with. They'll have about 15 to go, which means they'll only have about 10 or 6 type of laps left short. Unless you can keep that draft going, you can keep something styled in and pushed away here. Chantel is definitely fading off, though. I gotta believe she's backing off in those corners because she knows how the fuel run is. Kenna Crawford, Grid Racing as always. Kenna, seriously, man, you gotta get out here and race with us, man. I'm telling you, you're missing out on a whole lot of stuff. You think heat was fun? No, you have not experienced anything until you get to iRacing, brother. Get your butt over here and race with us, dude. I swear, I will go over there and I'll buy you a PC if I have to. I know you got a wheel down there, so it's not like you have an excuse. So, key checkmate Taylor got into Kevin Baker there out of turn 2. You saw kind of on the rear corner of your end there. Unfortunately, contact made between them, which opens the door to Matthew Hopper here, moving to the bottom line, sneaking his way in. Hofford, all of a sudden, now taking over for 4th. And it looks like there's a little bit of damage on that front end there of key checkmate Taylor. Old Checkmate is going to lose some ground in. It looks like Hoffer is trying to deliver the full throttle assault. He's actually pushing it hard here. And I mean hard. He is running them down quickly on the pace. Jeffrey Oaks with the race lead, and he is just, well, I mean, the best way to put it, he is just gaining everything. And Cindy the Closer Taylor has got to put it in pit road. What did I say earlier? Chantel is obviously falling way behind, but again, I got to believe that's just fuel strategy on her part. I think what she's trying to do is she's trying to save the truck up as long as she can and try not to think about having to go into pit road, but at some point you got to think to yourself, I think I might have overdone it and bit off a little more than I could chew. It's getting a little bit hectic down there, and they're getting a little bit off-centered, off-pace. They're running out of time here. Old Kevin Baker in the 87 making a move around, getting some lap back away. Jeffrey Oaks has going into pit road, so is Keith. I got to wonder, though, is Chantel going to go in and off to pit road on this lap? She's going to take the race lead away, but for how long? They're going to have 10 to go when she gets across that finish. And if I'm her right now, unless I'm really going to save my tires and save my fuel, right about now, I'd be thinking about heading to pit road immediately as soon as I can here. It's going to be her call and her choice here, but it's interesting to say the least. What goes through these drivers' minds and what goes through their playing field. She's staying out. She's going to try to go for it. Very, very interesting strategy. Jeffrey Oaks gets out of pit road. He's going to fire back on all cylinders. Nick Kern is trying to hurry up, trying to get out there as well and stop losing laps on his end. Jason Reif right now going to move ahead here at old Jeffrey Oaks. And guess who just moved into second place? If it ain't Mike Honcho himself. How you doing down there, buddy? Old Dustin Sonaker, I don't know what's with this cat or how he does it, but somehow, some way, it works for him. Chantel, though, is the one they're all hunting down. She's literally a lap ahead of both of them here, and Dustin Sonaker trying to catch back up there with them. So is Jeffrey Oaks. The timing couldn't be any more impeccable. We're going to literally 8 laps left. Time is running out, but did she save fuel enough, and is she smartened up the truck? No, she is not. She's going in pit road now. She's going to have to try to hurry. They're going to come across here now. It looks like all of a sudden Sonaker might just have the opportunity of a lifetime to revenge his win and prove it was not a one-hit wonder. He takes the race lead away. Oh, this is getting interesting if I ever saw it. They're going to come down around the back straightaway, but look out, here comes Oaksy all of a sudden. Oaksy with the full throttle assault of the century. He's had to put a fresh set of tires in that one. And Sonaker, unfortunately, is going to fall victim to it. Chantel is still a good 30 seconds ahead. Well, it's 30 seconds now. It's starting to close in pretty quick. She's got to get out quickly here. It's not enough time. Oaksy's going to take it over. Cindy the Closer Taylor now moving up there with Dustin Sonaker. This is a hard running attack here. Right now, Cindy's actually catching Jeffrey Oaks by a good margin, catching him by the hundreds. This is getting interesting. See the gap right now between those two drivers here. Well, not very much here. Oaksy is in trouble. He knows it. He thought he might have saved the fuel up and tires just right, but I think Taylor had a smarter plan, and now she is proving why she is nicknamed the Closer. She has a lot more power under that hood and a lot more run in there. Oaksy's in trouble. If Taylor can get that draft there on the back straightaway, she's going to lock it up, I think. Here we go. One more time. Will she pull ahead? It's going to be a drag race on that front stretch, I guarantee you here. They're going to pull in hard. Oaksy with the bobble there. Here comes a drag race. There it is, down the front straightaway. And how about this? I called something for once in my life. Cindy is going to take the race lead away. Matthew Hofford right now currently in third. Chantel trying desperately to catch back up to Hofford here, but not getting the same ground that Cindy had earlier. And now Jeffrey Oaks, his last resort here is going to be that draft to Cindy. This will get interesting, folks. If you have not tuned in now, you're missing out on our run here. We're coming down to the final 5 laps here on the show. Cindy the Closer Taylor looking for everything she can to stay ahead of Jeffrey. But old Oaksy is not going to be taken down that easily. If they make a mistake, though, they make a bobble. Matthew Hoffert is right there with them. Chantel is still on it. And Brian Healy, for the first time, I think in his career, is going to put it up in the top 5 section now. with only a couple laps left. He has a top 3 here, I should say, so I should have recentered that. It's just looking more and more like, though, that possibly Cindy has dialed it in too much. You can see right here, the times wise show it, but that was only 0.03 of a second. Folks, he's getting something here. He's all right, though. He's doing okay. He's got something. Looks like, though, this is not what I think Oaksy was hoping for. I don't know. Maybe he did not take tires. I thought by chance maybe he did take tires, but it might not have been the case. Cindy, I know for a fact she took tires, and I think that was her strategy playing into full effect. If Oaksy did take tires, it was only 2 sets. It was only 2 on the right side, I bet you, because the left aren't really or kind of pointless when the right sides burn in so much. I mean, there is a difference between smart strategy and hard racing, but unfortunately, I think Cindy might have outclassed Oaksy on both ends of the spectrum. Chantel's got to deal with Nick Kern there in the 69, currently a lap down, but he just trying, I think, to just pull off one thing. Let's just get a little seat time on the show. Running their way through. This is starting to come to a close. We have 2 laps to go with the green flag flying high in the air, and this little battle you see between the throttle and Mr. Kern. He's trying to tell her to feel the burn, and I'm not talking a political campaign. That old Nick Kern, man, he is delivering the goods right now. The white flag now comes on out. Here's Cindy, the closer, Taylor. If she can just hold off just a little longer here, this is going to be hers for the taking. It's been a while since we've seen her in victory lane, but at the same time, it seems like it was just yesterday. And this time around, down the back straightaway, she just needs 2 more good turns. There's turn 3. Here comes turn 4. And to the finish comes the closer, Cindy Taylor, is going to win yet again. And it's going to be a Kansas in the Truck Series. And a strong showing and a big finish, to say the least here. That was definitely what needed to boost her confidence up just a little bit more. And now she's going to take home a victory again here on the show. Wow, what a finish. Matthew Harper getting 3rd place here. 2nd going to Jeffrey Oaks here, but, you know, that's Jeffrey Oaks right now. I got to be thinking to myself, why did I not take the full set of tires? I should have tried for it. I'll be very curious to know if he did or not, but Cindy the Closer Taylor is your race winner, and now it's time for the old celebration. Send it into the grassy plains. Have a little fun with this one. I would have said that's a Kentucky bluegrass down there, but we're in Kansas. What the hell am I talking about? I don't know anymore. Cindy pulls off the victory and gets a nice trip into victory lane here tonight. Jeffrey Oaks and Matthew Hofford coming across here and going to have a little bit of a celebration of their own here. 2 good friends here. Back in that hunt, back in that finishing spot, and it just seems like a couple of months ago that I was dealing with these cats still on NASCAR E4 when we were running, but oh man, there's so many memories and so many great times with these folks, man. It warms my heart to see it. And to be honest, I'll be admitting right now, I do kind of miss racing these guys full on with these asphalt series. I know I've said it before and I'll say it again. I will live to be a dirt boy, but you know what? At the end of the day, I will have to eat my own words sometimes and realize that it's one of those things I just have to kind of give up something if I want to have a little fun with them again. So I don't know. I think might be a little bit happy about that one, I would say so. Well, let's go ahead and get the unofficial results up off that grid and show you the actual results. Here we go now. Here is the final results here tonight. Cindy the Closer Taylor wins here in the victory lane. Jeffrey Oaks goes second. Third goes to Matthew Hoffer. Fourth to Chantel the Throttle Bottle. Fifth to Brian Healy. Sixth to Keith Checkmate Taylor. Seventh to Nick Kern. Eighth to Dustin Slonaker. Ninth to Jason Reif. 10th to Kevin Baker. 11th to Ryan Kling. 12th to Warren Young. And Jeffrey Todd Tufts finishing a respectable 13th to round out your field here tonight. And Brian Healy, I think, is a little bit happy about that top 5, or at least I am presuming so, because burning up some rubber up there and burning up some time. But now we talk with our third place finisher here tonight, Matthew Hofford. And Hofford, boy, did you have a long haul to get through with this one here tonight, bud.
Yeah, man, we had a good truck. The setup was great. I think we hold the bottom real well, and won stage 1, and we ended up just using up the tires at stage 2, and Cindy got me, and then started pitting early, and then pit real early there at the end of the last stage, towards the end of the race, and Cindy pit with me, and I was able to keep it on the podium.
Definitely there. You had a little bit of work to go through and have some tough times ahead, but man, just didn't come away with a third place finish. Hofford, you know the drill. Who do you want to thank you tonight, my friend?
Oh, everybody. Every racer here tonight, great job. Appreciate all y'all coming out. PTM Racing TV, appreciate the broadcast, and friends and family watching at home. Thank you. And our endless list of sponsors, just a few: McConey Setup Shop, Matt Mills Racing, Pottles Wraps, Grid Finder, Bob's Custom Trophies, just to name a few. There's more out there. We appreciate all y'all, and looking forward to we got an off week, so we're looking forward to 2 weeks from now.
Definitely there. You have some time to rest up and get settled back in and get things dialed back in for the next run or two. Hoffer, congratulations on that third place finish. Great to see you back here with us tonight, man.
Thanks, man.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, your third place finisher here tonight, Mr. Matthew Hoffert. In a respectable third place finish. Now we talk here with the second place finisher here tonight, Mr. Jeffrey Oaks. And Jeffrey, I was saying in the broadcast, I think you only took 2 tires. You didn't take any tires. Did you take a full set, or did you take any when you got out of pit road there?
I took 2. I had a nice lead going into the pits, and I just overdrove it. I spun. I don't know if you saw it on the broadcast, but I was completely sideways. Luckily, I didn't get a speeding penalty. And at that point, I was like, I gave up too much time, so I'll take 2 tires. I was shocked because, like, in practice and everything, tire wear only fell off, 5% on a run or whatever on the left, so I didn't think it'd be that big a difference, but it was.
It definitely is. It was a long haul you guys had to deal with, and a lot of stuff that kind of came to be and having to work through tonight. But you managed to keep it stable and keep it under wraps for the final end here. But yeah, Cindy did kind of get you there at the end. Was there anything that you just could have done differently in your mind there to beat her?
I think if I would have had 4 tires, I think it would have been the other way around. I think I definitely would have got her. But that's racing. Like, I made a mistake, and so I had to put myself in a box and take 2 tires, and the 2 tires had nothing for the 4 tires. It just didn't.
It did not indeed. But hey, man, still a respectable second place finish. That's always good here on the show. So here you want to thank you tonight for this one.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll take second all day long. Keep getting podiums. That's how you end up a championship. So I want to thank Potters Wraps, PTM Racing, Matt Mills Racing, Green Tech Energy, Grid Finder, Brandon Brown Memorial, FEGPC. I run one of those myself. Love them. I know I'm missing a couple others, but also my beautiful wife and my family for supporting me for doing this.
Jeffrey, coming home with the second place finish here tonight. Congratulations on that, and we'll catch you here in about 2 weeks from now here, my friend.
Look forward to talking to you again, buddy.
Absolutely. Jeffrey Oaks, ladies and gentlemen, your second place finisher here tonight. And Cindy the Closer Taylor told us she does not want to talk, so we are going to go ahead and give her the old first place moniker. Congratulations to Miss Cindy Taylor for the victory here tonight at Kansas. Long overdue for this many wins she's had. She has been, it seems like she just found a new light or something. I don't know what she did, but whatever she's doing, I'd like to know, because I wish I knew how to run that kind of way. But anyway, further questions to be honored and figured out later. We're going to call it a night. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for tuning in, and we're going to call back to the Smoking Tires Racing Series in a minute. But first, to McConey Stop Shop, to Matt Mills Racing Team, to Bob's Custom Trophies.com, to SimRacingMerch.com, to GridFinder.com, to the Butt Kicker, to FEGPC.net, to Brandon Minnick Sim Racing, to Paddles Wraps, and to Green Tech Energy VA. Thank you again to everybody that supports us, and thank you to our sponsors once more for helping us out and getting things underway. And until the green flag flies next time here on PTM Racing TV, I am the Crusader signing off. We will see you here in just a few short minutes. Catch you guys in a little bit. Thank you again for tuning in to PTM Racing TV. Be safe. God bless. Take care if you're leaving us for now. And good night, everybody. We love you. Thank you for everything you have brought to us. Couldn't do it without you.